Hey, it's Mark Brown from Pocket Gamer with your weekly roundup of all the new iOS games that have come out this week. It's a pretty slow week for some reason, not many big games coming out, but we do have some things to look at, some Snoopy games, and some robot games, and bowling, and helicopters, and all sorts. So let's get to it! Unmechanical is a charming little puzzler, starring a pint-sized robot with a tractor beam in his nether regions. This means he can pick up light objects like little crates and iron girders to solve a succession of clever environmental puzzles. It's got its great isolated environment and some spiffy visuals delivered by Unreal Engine 3. If you like games like Metroid and Waking Mars and Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet, I say pick this PC port up. Solo developer John Dunbar must really like making games, because for the past however long he's left work on PC role player Torchlight, driven home, and got to work on his iOS and Android game Plasma Sky. Now that is dedication. So Plasma Sky is a shmup drawn in old vector graphics from ancient arcade machines and forgotten relic consoles like the Vectrex, and it borrows bits and bobs from different shooters too, like enemy patterns come from Galaga, and there's bullet patterns from bullet hell shooters like Dononpachi. It won't set the world on fire or anything, but it's a fast-paced and responsive little game. It's quite fun to play, and if you are a shooter nut, I think you will enjoy it. It's pretty cheap too. It feels like it has been ages since we last saw a tower defense game on the App Store. In fact, we've been so inundated with endless runners and freemium city builders that a new Defender feels positively unique. Tabletop Defense is a pretty standard entry in the genre. You're going to be inundated with waves upon waves of little cars and tanks and planes and blimps, and you're going to want to spend wisely on these turrets that are going to sort of take them out. The real claim to fame though is this winning papercraft aesthetic. The terrain is all corrugated cardboard and the units and towers are all little papercraft models. It looks rather nice. Do you ever get that vivid feeling that you've done something once before? No, I'm not talking about deja vu. I'm talking about the fact that Snoopy Coaster is little more than a Peanuts-themed remake of Chillingo's other roller coaster game, Mad Coaster. Seriously, it has the exact same design, the same menus, the same objectives, and even the same sound effects at some points. All that's really new is the sort of Peanuts add-on like voices and collectible comic strips, and actually more obnoxious monetization than last time. It's pretty bad. I say save your dollar or whatever and get Mad Coaster instead. It's better. Have you seen these Zen Pinball tables? They're awfully good. They've got loads going on. There's 3D stuff and the backdrop keeps changing and there's little dot matrix displays up in the corner. They're very well done. These Star Wars ones seem especially good, though I'm not really a Star Wars fan or a pinball nut, so I couldn't be less informative right now if I was trying to explain the Higgs boson to you. This app is a standalone version of the downloadable Star Wars tables from Zen Pinball proper. You don't actually save a penny on the purchase. You're going to have to buy the tables separately, but you do get a nice themed app and an interesting dark side, light side sort of metagame mechanic, which is interesting. Chopper Mike is a cute and charming little helicopter game. The controls are surprisingly responsive for a touchscreen game, and you'll be whizzing around these simple environments, scooping up gems and dodging blocks in no time. There's a lot in here. You've got loads of levels and you can unlock different helicopters and different times to beat. But I feel like the presentation needed a bit more work. There's a fine line between simple and just kind of amateur, and this game wobbles on that line like a drunk tightrope walker. Unreal Engine 3, the technological marvel behind such epic experiences as Mass Effect and Infinity Blade and a bowling game set in a tacky little downtown alley. Yeah, so this is Kingpin Lanes, which has, you know, the bowling's kind of weird. It's a bit sort of slow paced, and you can sort of force push the balls with this whole mojo thing, so you can stop it going in the gutter. It's all a little bit odd. I think I'm more interested in the snazzy 3D environment you can walk about in. You can play on arcade machines, you can play darts and skee ball, you can go in a little shop and there's stuff to look at and people to talk to, little secrets to find. There's quite a fun little bonus content in this game, which is more fun than playing boring old bollocks. Fetch from Big Fish Games is a casual point-and-click adventure type thing with some wonderful art and some really great animation. You play as this little kid who has lost his pooch, and you must solve a series of simple puzzles while you track him down. You know, I need to play a bit more to see if it gets a bit more tricky. But, you know, it's certainly intriguing, and I like the art style. It's also being shown off in Seattle's Museum of History and Design, if that interests you. That's all this week, folks. I will see you next week. Bye!